Hi, my name is Otiena Ellwand and I'm a reporter at the Edmonton Journal. I'm currently at Christina Lake Lodge. It's a campground and summer home area. We've heard that there are about 200 people at this campground and including 45 families. Most of them are fleeing the fires in Fort McMurray. We've talked to a few of them and they're all in very good spirits right now, but they're trying to figure out what their next steps are going to be. Some are staying here, eager to find out if they can return to Fort McMurray, while others are going down to Edmonton.
Town, and then last night we came here, and then we're going even further south tonight.
Oh, okay.
Do you got a place to stay in Edmonton, or?
Actually, we're going to my friend's trailer in Lac
Yeah, we're going to Edmonton.
Oh, okay. Do you guys mind if we interview you? Yes.
Not at all.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I look homeless.
You look homeless.
Tell me when you're ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're just really. Where'd you get the coffee? I want some of that.
In there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They have breakfast for $12.
Really?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah, it's like a lot of food.
They make
as
the
much
eggs
as you
that
want.
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
We're pretty
worth your
excited.
$12. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us your situation right now.
Right now we're set. I left the house with enough to keep us going for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Just be prepared. I had my camping stuff ready by the door. As soon as the fire jumped the river, I gassed up and we joined in the traffic, went north, stayed there for the night. Again, we camped on the side of the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, we didn't want to. We had enough to survive, so we didn't want to be a burden on anybody else. We've just been kind of doing our own thing.
Yeah.
It took
And
5 hours.
5 hours to get from Fort McMurray to site, and then another. I'd say 2 to get down here.
2,
3,
if
which
not
should
3.
only be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So how did you guys kind of have the wherewithal to pack and prepare for this? Because a lot of people.
He was prepared, yeah, him, honestly, like he saved he saved us, yeah.
It was actually kind of accidental because all my camping stuff was ready to go into my camper by my front door. Yeah. I had just gotten home from Edmonton the night before, so my bag was packed. So it was really just throwing my stuff in the truck and then waiting for the girls to make sure they're okay. And away we went.
So what did you guys what did you have to go through to get out of there? What did you see?
Well, we were both downtown. It was my first day of my new job, and I heard like all the evacuation notices. So I started telling like the managers and stuff, like, we need to get people out. And then her coworker was actually picking up her boyfriend who works with me. And I called her and I was like, are you ready to go? Because we're coming down. I said, start walking down the street, go to Franklin, and she had to stop traffic in a dress.
I need to
So my roommate is in Red Deer, so I was actually at home by myself looking at this thinking I had to go to work, so I was packing my emergency bag. I get a call from her going, we're coming down Franklin, you have your bags packed, you're coming now. I'm in a dress. Like, I'm in a short dress, blowing through the wind, running through with my suitcase and my backpack, running, stopping traffic, waving my arms. I throw my suitcase in the moving car, I jump in, and I'm like, okay. And all we see is flames, and there's traffic going, and I was just...
It took us, what, like an hour and a half to get from downtown?
It was horrible. Just to get to Timberlake, it was like an hour and a half.
And then
So you guys saw the flames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you crossed the bridge, you could see.
Once I was outside my house, all I saw was the line of trees, flames coming all across the sky.
Yeah, like right over the hill and opposite.
It was unexplainable. It was horrible.
Yeah. And then when we crossed the bridge, there was flames again.
Yeah.
The best part of the whole thing, though, and you asked, is how nice everybody's been.
Yeah.
Not just the people helping, but the community to each other.
Yeah.
Offering support, offering rides.
Yeah.
It's Fort McMurray in a nutshell, right? Like, one of the nicest cities in the country or the world.
Yeah, seriously.
Everyone's
like, I'm from Ottawa, and I mean, like, we're both from Ottawa, and that does not happen.
No, if we were in Toronto right now, there'd be looting and stuff like
people
that,
would
right?
be
I grew
like,
up in Southern Ontario, and that's the one difference about Fort McMurray.
Everyone is just helping everyone because nobody has a family in Fort McMurray. Everybody's there alone, so we're each other's family, and we're just pushing through. We're pushing through.
Yeah, it is one small town at a time.
One small town at a time.
So I just knew, like, I needed to get, because there was no buses and I don't drive.
And
So it was like a fluke accident that her coworker was there. Like, if she hadn't have been there, we would have been stuck downtown at her house.
I see somebody in a fresh uniform and I'm like, that's Avery! Say hi to Avery!
Yeah, and then she's like, where do you live? I was like, Timberlake. She's like, I'll drive you up. So, yeah.
So luckily I have some awesome coworkers where we all stick together and we just...
Yeah, like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'd never met her coworker.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about, the whole evacuation process? Was it good? Do you have any complaints about
I think
anything
it went stellar.
Yeah.
For
The
the
cops
amount of
and the
notice and for what
firefighters
happened, and the police officers and the fire department helping out. Awesome.
Awesome.
Really great.
You know, there's always a few speed bumps, but they were handled with care and everything was great. Nobody died. 88,000 people left or something like that. The only fatality was because of a car accident.
Yeah.
Everybody was being so respectful, even when we were driving, panicking. Nobody was going in front of each other. Everyone was being patient, taking their time. There was no mean honking, no running in front of each other.
Driving the wrong way down the road.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. Going the wrong way. Yeah, that was cool.
So I mean, you guys are still in really good spirits, but how is this gonna last? How is it gonna?
I think it's just being nice. It's
What else are we gonna do?
It's just. I showed up at Fort McMurray with a skateboard and a backpack, so so like, this isn't that big of a deal. Shit happens and you deal with it.
We all moved here, we all moved to Fort McMurray by ourselves.
We're all single young adults.
Yeah. I moved to Fort McMurray when I was 18 by myself with a suitcase and a dream. And a dream. And that's just what I did.
Families, I think that has the more concern because they have the little kids to worry about, right? So I could see that being more concerned.
Well, Andrew has
I got my 2 dogs. We left with 4 people, 2 dogs and a cat in the truck. So
yeah. That cat hates dogs, but she was cuddling, like it's crazy. Even the animals, like my cat hates dogs, and she was cuddling up to his dog.
Come on, Joe.
So what happens now? So you guys are planning to go to Edmonton?
Yeah, I mean
we're going to Lac La Biche.
Yeah.
And then these girls have a safe place to stay in Athabasca.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna kind of camp out of the trailer till we hear word we're allowed to go back into town, and then. I take care of a bunch of rental units, so I have about 15 units. I got to double check and make sure there are people I know who lost their house, so we're going to be just helping that. And I'm ready to go back to work, and as soon as they'll let me in, I'm ready to go.
So you have 15 rental units in Fort McMurray?
I don't own them. I work for the gentleman who does, and I'm the main guy on the ground, so I know I'm going to be busy for a couple of weeks when I get back. And I'm expecting it. I'm looking forward to it because I want to make sure everybody's safe and they have a place to stay, right?
This wilderness man.
If they let me back in today, I'd go back in today.
So do you think that, I mean, how long do you think it's going to take to get back in there?
From hearing people from Slave Lake who went through the same experience, I'm guessing it could take up to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they have to, like, yes, the fires will be put out, but then they have to deal with the utilities, making sure it's safe. They don't want people blowing up,
ammo,
right?
Yeah.
So you're planning to stay in your trailer for that long?
Planning to stay in the trailer until we're able to...
I'm probably going back to Ontario, to be quite honest. Like, all my family's there, and I mean, realistically, like... You know, when we go back, it was my first day at my new job. It's probably not going to open. So, I mean, realistically, I got family back home. Might as well go back to family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're going to return eventually?
Eventually, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still got stuff here, right? So, it's like, go there and take care of my stuff or mail it home and, I don't know, go to college. I don't know. Yeah, I've been here for 2 years.
We built our lives here now.
And I think the majority of people in good spirits, a lot of the news outlets are picking the most cryingest, freaking out person to interview, right? When you see it on the news, I find.
Yeah, well, like my mom, when we were leaving town, my mom said, like, when we were up north, she said, don't go downtown, it's ablaze. And I said, where did you hear that? And she said, on the radio. I said, we just drove through and it's just smoke. Right now. I mean, we drove through at, what, like 6, 7 in the morning.
I got something from my parents calling, like, oh, this is on fire. I'm like, no.
Exactly. No, like, it's fine.
Information from me. Check the Royal Municipality website. That's the best place for information on what's going on.
People in town, you know, there is still people in town. And there's pictures and everything. Like, people are posting stuff and saying, like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. And that's pretty much our source. Like, I'm not going to listen to like those bigger ones because I mean it's like the scare tactic, right?
It's like news coming through 4 different parties before it gets back to us.
Yeah,
right? So.
And I mean people in Australia, I've heard about it. I have a friend in Australia. He's like, "Is that your town?" I was like, "Yeah, it's burning." You know, like I don't know what to tell you.
Does it help knowing that people actually, you know, in the world care and they want to know?
Oh yeah,
definitely. It's good to know because Fort McMurray gets a lot of crap, so it's nice to know that people care about Fort McMurray.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's people from all over the world here, so it's bound to happen that families will hear about it. But I mean, like she said, and like he said, you know, we're gonna get through it. Wherever we end up, at least we're safe. That's the main thing. Like when we were driving out here, it was like, okay, we're away. You know, we're safe. We're together. That's all that matters. We got our pets, and you know, what are we gonna do? Start crying and freaking out? No. Sometimes. I was crying yesterday.
I've
had my moments of being upset, but
it comes in waves.
Yeah,
it comes in waves when you get that realization, like I might not have anywhere to go. Everything I've built in the past 2 years is gone. Not just my stuff, but the friends, the family.
Everyone's all over the place.
Everybody's all over the place. We're not going to be together anymore. The jobs that we might have had before are never going to be the same. Yeah. Because who's going to buy the stuff at our stores anymore? Right, everybody's gone. Yeah. So it's Fort
Like,
McMurray
that's
as a
my
whole,
biggest
it's never going to be
I'm
the
curious
same.
to see what Fort McMurray is going to be after the fire.
Yeah.
Will it be the same? Will it not? I think, personally, I think this fire is going to make Fort McMurray greater than it ever was.
Yeah. Yeah, like even there's one of
It
my
will
friends
take time.
he said like he's from New Brunswick and he's like Fort McMurray's my home. He's like I'm staying around. He's like I'm staying around trying to get people out and helping rebuild after. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to figure it all out really. Like I said, one town at a time at this point.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Keep
Just
moving.
moving, yeah.
Town to town.
Yeah, just figuring it all
Pushing
out.
through.
There's that big center in Edmonton if you get that far.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, like I have,
Northlands is-
my mom's boyfriend has a cousin up there. So my mom's been in contact with me nonstop, same. So, I mean, there's people that we know. And I mean, if not, everyone's opening their homes as far as like, I think even Red Deer. I think I saw someone post on Facebook, even Red Deer. Like everywhere, saying if you're coming out this way, whatever way you were, like if you're from Fort Mac, just come in. We got room for pets, doesn't matter.
So it sort of seems like this is going to be, in a way, maybe a fresh start for everybody. To
Yeah, oh yeah.
Kind of
And if
start
people
again.
wanted to get out and leave and they were thinking about it, this is, you know,
the
like
time.
I'd been contemplating it for a little while now. And it's like, this is it. This is that like
I'm sure you have some people
sign
who-
from whatever, you know.
This is it. This is their final
Yeah, this is
hurrah
the-
for Fort
this
McMurray,
is the
but I'm
last
sure a lot of
call.
people, no, this is my home.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been
yeah,
here
for you, yeah.
on and off for 10, solid here for the past 6 years. This
Yeah.
is my home. This is where I
Yeah.
live. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Trees will go back, grass will turn green again next
Yeah,
year, and then we move on.
We move on.
Yeah.
Everybody gets through.
Yeah, pretty much. It is what it is.
And do you think it really has sunk in yet, or do you still think it's still?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, yesterday
like I
was my
said,
day.
It comes
Yeah.
in waves.
Yeah.
It goes, gotta be positive. Oh my god.
Together,
Gotta be
and then it's
positive.
like,
Oh
I
my
need to go
god.
for a walk and just cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like
It's just hard.
like I was on the phone with my mom, you know. I was trying to like I've known her for what 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And it's like I was like she's like my little sister, right? So I'm like I gotta stay positive for her. And then yesterday I was the one crying,
And then
and
I'm like, I gotta stay
she's
positive
like
for her.
just hold on, it's
hold
gonna be
on.
okay. Like we'll figure it out, you know. And that's about
Really
it. We're
okay.
just kind of everybody's leaning on everybody, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
all you can
Everyone's- Yeah, that's all you can do.
So we just gotta hit the road.
Yeah.
Now we gotta go pack up tents and get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Can I get your names?
Yeah.
Your name?
Yeah, I'm Andrea.
Okay.
Okay, Andrea.
Yep.
A-N-D.
D-R-E-A.
And last name?
F-R-E-D-E-T-T-E.
T-T-E.
Yep.
For
yeah,
dad?
you got it. Yeah,
Okay,
for that,
good.
yeah.
And what? How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. And how long have you been in Fort McMurray?
2 years. A little over 2 years, yeah. April was my 2-year anniversary of Fort McMurray.
And your name?
Yeah.
My name's Andrew Watt.
Andrew. A-N-D-R-E-W.
W-A-T-T is my last name. I'm 35. I've been here on and off for 10, solid for the last 5.
Last but not least.
Emma Sedgwick. S-E-D-G-W-I-C-K. I'm 20 and I've lived in Fort McMurray for about 2 years
Yeah,
now.
about 2 years. Yeah, it would have been 2 years in October.
September.
September, yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have cell numbers?
Anything extra that if we had to share with somebody else that would be stranded on the highway. Like there were men running back and forth with jerry cans helping people. And any extra water you had, a blanket, anything to give to anybody. You share. This looks good and I'm smoking.
So your plan now is to go to Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
Get to
If you
Edmonton.
hold it down there, I won't see it. Yeah.
And what are you thinking? How long do you think you're going to be out at Fort McMurray?
Probably about a week, I'm hoping less. We were lucky our neighborhood wasn't hit.
How are you feeling with having been displaced?
Life goes on. There's a reason. And the previous fires, we knew we would be safe because they would never ever let anything happen to the plants.
But this time?
That's why they evacuated, for fear for those people.
How do you think the Fort McMurray will be able to rebuild after this?
We shall rebuild. Very strong community, good people, very generous people. And I voted for Trudeau, and he better stay with his word on this one.
Yeah. So do you have any complaints or issues that came up, or you know, are supplies low? How's the evacuation process?
Should always be ready instead of this last minute. Keep that list on the wall and always have a suitcase packed ready to go. Whether you haven't opened it in a month or a year, whatever. And we were lucky because my brother has a trailer over here, but it can't accommodate Mom because her oxygen machine's big and she's in a wheelchair. So
how is she doing then with the medical concerns that she has?
She's good. She's scared. But she'll feel better now that we're to be on the safe side. And we also have the 1-800 number for Mom's home care, just to be on the safe side if Mom had to be evacuated by a chopper to get out.
So you, where did you stay the first night after you left?
We were here.
You got here right
We
away?
drove as far as here hoping, okay, maybe it'll blow over, or if we have to stay in the trailer, or do we have to air vac Mom out? What are we going to do?
And what's your name?
Ruth.
Ruth. And your last name?
H-E-G.
Sorry, H.
U-G-I-L-L.
And how old are you?
I didn't ask it.
Half a century plus half a decade.
It's okay if you don't want to give to me, but I'm just wondering how old your mother is really, because...
Mom just turned 80. Okay. And she's still holding her own. She's scared, but we're good with all her meds. She's being fed. We help her for her bathing.
And what's her name?
Valentine.
Valentine, just regular spelling?
Mm-hmm. And Lurchis, L-E-R-C-H-S.
C-H-S.
S. And my sister Alice and my brother John, they're Lurchis as well. And we all work for the municipality.
Oh, do you?
I'm on permanent disability.
Okay. So are you guys getting updates from the municipality that you can share with us?
Hang in there. Yeah, it's good. Like the landfill, there's been no harm done to the landfill, and that's where my brother works. And my sister works in the office down by the landfill, the water treatment plant.
And do
just
we know
smoke
anything
damage.
about the situation in terms of how big the fire is yet? Because yesterday we were hearing 10,000 hectares, but...
I think it grew overnight, but you can tell by the smell. And the sky last night was starting to get very, very bright. And Mother Nature, you can't win with her.
Mm-hmm.
You cooperate, whatever she throws at you.
Now, you were saying, just so you get on camera, that the other big fire was the 98 one, and then maybe just tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, that was awful. We drove through the fire because we had to take Mom to Edmonton for health. And we drove through the fire. They were only letting so many vehicles through at a time, and we were one of the lucky ones that got to go through. And all you can see behind Mariana Lake, which is now no longer there, and all along the highway was, the fire was just dancing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But the smoke was blowing towards town, and we were getting scared, and they already then had us on evacuation notice, but we had already left. We were lucky that way.
So how did this one compare then?
This is the mother lode, the largest one.
And how did, of the other fire, how did people, how did the rebuilding go there? And what did it say?
There was no damage in the city except for smoke. But people were panicking in the grocery stores and in the bank. But that's when we had full crews at Suncor, Syncrude. Shell wasn't even open then. And they were on standby, so.
So you mentioned that the flames were dancing across Mariana Lake and
the highway.
Across, but this time, where were they? Where did you see them?
Well, we turned off by Anzac, so we didn't even go that way. Because we passed by Anzac, Janvier, and now we're here in Conklin.
But you had to get out of Fort McMurray, right? And what was it like when you were leaving Fort McMurray?
At the last minute, we were just about halfway down Thickwood Boulevard, getting ready to head north, and they're screaming at us, south, south, south. And we were like this, yes.
But at the last, did you see any flames or fire?
Yes, because our home where we live, you could see the Fort McMurray golf course, and the sky was just unbelievable. And the day before we decided to evacuate, and we were talking with our neighbors, and we were watching the bombers coming in, and the choppers that were flying in, I guess letting the water bombers know, okay, this is where you have to drop. And we had the air conditioner on, everything. That's when we slowly started getting everything ready.
Well, thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, and I'm just grateful that we're all together as a family, and Mom is safe, and you can always rebuild.
Sent a note saying the military is setting up their base of operations in conflict.
Okay, so we need to get photos of that video.
You'd think, right?
Headed there. These chairs must be comfortable when the water's warm. I love those boats.
I probably look so like such a zombie. Well, it's kind of like adds to it. Like this morning when I was on the radio, I was like, yeah, I've had 3 hours of sleep.
You're shaking. You need one of Jane's wieners.
Shit, I wish.